Between the pages of time, the fading light of evening spilled gently through the tall glass doors of the old library. The scent of aged paper filled the air, a fragrance that carried with it the weight of centuries, the breath of countless untold stories. Towering wooden shelves stood like silent sentinels, their dark, polished frames holding the quiet wisdom of ages. In the farthest corner, a man sat alone at a polished wooden table. His back was slightly bent, not from weakness, but from years heavy with memories. Strands of silver threaded through his hair, catching the warm glow of an antique brass lamp. Before him lay an open journal, the pages yellowed, the ink faded, but each word alive with meaning only he could understand. He was so deep in thought that he didn't notice the door open. A soft creak broke the stillness. When he looked up, he saw her. She stood in the doorway, her figure framed by the last blush of sunset. Time had traced delicate lines on her face, but her eyes were exactly the same, a shade of warmth and depth he thought he'd never see again. They stared at each other, the silence between them louder than words. The faint ticking of the library's grand clock and the distant rustle of pages seemed to fade into nothing. Her voice was soft, almost unsure. He slowly closed the journal, his hand lingering on its worn cover. "I thought you'd never come back." His voice was low, carrying the weight of years, not angry, not bitter, just tired of waiting. She took a few steps forward, her hand brushing along the spines of books she once knew. Pulling out a weathered, leather-bound volume, she turned it in her hands. On the first page, in faded ink, were two childish signatures, their names, written side by side, crooked and clumsy. A small smile touched her lips. "I never left," she said softly. "I've been here all along, in the stories we started but never finished." His throat tightened. He remembered those afternoons, two young dreamers, tucked away